Winter Anime 2025. This season is stacked with absolute peak shows. I mean, absolute fire, which is ironic because it's cold out. I mean, we got romance, action, demons, more romance, figure skating, whatever that is. Honestly, this could be one of the greatest anime seasons of all time, or I could just be glazing. Okay, maybe I am glazing, but I did go through and watch every single show that came out this season, and this season is actually pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna start with Solo Leveling, but first things first, all these shows right here, trash. They're like RDC World on Marvel Rivals, not even worth watching.
Let me see.
I was going stupid, bro.
Hey, Ben, you double my shit. Pause. Okay.
It's not all gonna pause, but okay.
Solo Leveling is back, and it's incredibly action-packed. Jinwoo is still fighting, the girl is still bad American Sign Language. I don't know any of the other characters' names.
Yo, who the fuck is this nigga?
Damn, this show's kind of mid. Sakamoto Days is here, and it's incredibly action-packed. Now, in all seriousness, Sakamoto Days is definitely a top 5 show this season. The main character is Sakamoto, and he's the world's greatest assassin, but he decides to quit being an assassin to pursue the love of his life, which is real shit. I can respect that. I mean, he could have left his organization for like different, cornier, edgier reasons. Like a certain character we might know. He ends up settling down, getting married, and having a kid, and starts running a convenience store. Oh yeah, and he gained weight. But unfortunately for him, he forgot to put in his 2 weeks notice, and the League of Assassins are not happy about it. In fact, they were so unhappy about it, they decided to put a 1 billion yen bounty on his head, which sounds like a pretty high number, but it's only $6 million, which honestly isn't even that much. Like, if Sakamoto really needs help, he could really just call me up and I could just come pay it off. Like, it won't be that big of a deal. Okay, I'm joking. I'm still waiting on the Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship. It has yet to come, yet to hit my email. Please cash at me something. Please, just send the email, please. Now, with the bounty on his head, him and his employees have to defend against daily assassination attempts. They have to do all this while protecting his family and keeping them in the dark. Now, even with the serious plot, the show manages to keep an upbeat attitude all the way through. The animation is great, and the main cast will just, you know, they'll just have you sitting in your chair just smiling.
Made me happy, made me smile. Nice.
And then Sakamoto in his skinny form, bro, like, I mean, he's really just he's an attractive young man. Like, bro, I'm just saying, like, kind of reminds me of myself, actually, in the face, hair, body type, height, aura, all that. I mean, I'm a little bit taller myself. You know me, Deku1622, standing at a whopping 6'5" in height, 200 pounds of pure muscle, and just massive amounts of aura, cash flow, all of that. And you know, and honestly, Sakamoto's voice isn't, you know, it isn't as deep as mine. Like, it's just kind of a little bit high, in my opinion. But in all seriousness, this show is super enjoyable, and it does everything pretty well. It's pretty simple and straightforward, but you know, it works, and that's all it really has to be.
Made me happy, made me smile. Nice.
Now, for the second anime in the top 5 of this season is Medalist. And before you say anything, yes, it's a figure skating anime, and yes, it's top 5 this season. Okay, and before you skip to the next show, I need you to just listen, okay? I don't need you to have an open mind, I just need you to not be stupid. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I do need you to have an open mind. Scratch that. Okay, so our MC, Tsukasa, is a figure skater who regrets starting figure skating so late in his life. And by late, I mean at the age of 14. Apparently, if you want to reach your maximum potential in figure skating, you have to start at like at least age 5 or age 6. Anyways, he works as an ice skater, but he has an inferiority complex, believing that he's not as good as his peers. Which is sad, you know, couldn't be me. That's when he meets this 11-year-old girl named Inori. She's 11, so she's at the cutoff age for potentially becoming a pro ice skater, and she's also self-conscious about the fact that she didn't start ice skating earlier, which is really sad considering how young she is. I mean, she has like the same mentality as like most of us. Wait, so you're telling me you're 18 years old and you don't have a mansion, don't have a Ferrari, and don't have several M's in the bank? Yeah, GG's, bro. Your life is over. Like, for real, it's done. It's finished. You're not going up from here, bro. I mean, like, you had your entire childhood to prepare. Like, this is really just on you. Anyways, that's just how she feels. It also doesn't help that the girl's mom is actively trying to get her to quit because she believes she's talentless, and also because her older sister got hurt while figure skating. But like, mostly because of the talentless thing. Like, no bullshit, that's messed up. She's literally on some Endeavor shit.
He needs to quit. He'll never surpass All Might, so I guess I'll just
I guess I'll just make the kids again. And I say that because she's been actively taking her daughter to different coaches, hoping that they would tell her she should quit and give up because she's talentless. L mom, W rage bait. This is legit evoking emotions in me that are not comfortable. That's when they end up going to the place that Tsukasa is about to start assistant coaching at. Now Tsukasa has actually met her earlier before, but he has not seen her figure skate. Since he sees himself a lot in her, he refuses to let her give up. He comes up with the idea to have her figure skate in front of them to assess her current level. Yeah, you punched me in my face for having an epiphany? Type shit. Anyways, it turns out she's super talented. Once again, W rage bait. This shit was actually getting me heated. And then Inori gave the saddest possible speech about how figure skating is her everything. And bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, it did in fact make Deku 1622 shed a tear. And then my goat came in clutch by yelling out all his thoughts and just absolutely glazing. I mean, the way he was talking about Inori, like bro, you would have thought she would have been the next LeBron, Steph Curry, Kobe, Deku 1622, or LeBron again. Long story short, her mom actually agreed to let her figure skate. I would say W negotiation, but it's more like a W peer pressure. I mean, she was like absolutely terrified by like how passionate he was about this. Anyways though, this show is beautiful, like absolute 10 out of 10 first episode. Like I said, made me shed a tear. I'm not gonna lie. Made me happy, made me smile. Like, come on. I hope at least one person will go and check out this show for real, but you know, definitely top 5 though, definitely top 5. Now, I'm not gonna say this show's title, I'm just gonna call it the 40-year-old Isekai. Not gonna lie, this shit really is, it's not good. You should have expected that. It's an Isekai. The whole show is about a grown-ass man being financially responsible in another world. And I'm not even joking either. He gets sent to another world with Amazon Prime being his special ability. Like, who comes up with these plots? Once again, I'm not saying the title of this one, I'm just gonna call it Salaryman Isekai. Not gonna lie, this shit is also ass, but to be honest, it's like slightly better than 40-year-old man Isekai. Okay, so no exaggeration, this salaryman gets summoned to another world by the Demon King to work as the leader of his PR team. Japan is a great place, you know, rich in culture, you know, great people, great everything, you know, it's a pretty good place. But honestly, bro, there might be something in the water at this point. Who is coming up with these shows? Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating. Like, it definitely could have been worse, you know. He's a salaryman who got summoned to another world by the Demon King, you know. He could have been a guy who got reincarnated as a vending machine, you know. But that's crazy. The only thing notable about this show is this girl right here with the highly efficient battle armor, I'm sure. I only say that because I'm trying to see her on a website that starts with R and ends with 4. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? This show, I'm living with an otaku neat konoichi. Konoichi meaning ninja. As you might have guessed, this show is indeed ass. And maybe other body parts too. Yeah, this is the show where this clip comes from. The show is like excessively horny and like, there's nothing wrong with that, but you know, it's just kind of boring. So this ninja girl meets a regular working guy who has been like cursed or something and is now being targeted by demons. So regular Japan shit. So she offers to protect him as long as she gets to move in with him, eat his food, and play his games as much as she wants. So basically, he's living one of my lifelong dreams, except that it never actually happened for me and it happened for this guy. So I don't like him and I don't like this show. I don't like her. I don't like anybody on this show. I don't like the people involved with making this show. And hopefully one of these demons actually manages to finish the fucking job. Beihei Neko, Beihei. Yeah, you see it. I definitely said that right. This show is horny American San Francisco. Like, it's absolutely insane. But like, this elf girl is like horny for like her cat, which is this guy who got reincarnated. But like, he's a cat now, so like I can't really condone it. Anyway, 0 out of 10. Moving on. The 100 girlfriends who really love you is back, and you know, it's still peak. Honestly, one of the funniest harems you will ever watch. Not gonna lie though, not much has changed since season 1. I mean, like, except he's dating a middle schooler now. I can't condone that. But he's also dating a maid, which I can condone. So you know, it evens it out. Next anime is Zenshu, and this one is top 5 actually. I gave it top 5 based on the PAA scale, which is potential, animation, and aura alone. Just like that's literally all I gave it top 5 based off of. But nah, for real though, this show is actually pretty interesting. Okay, so Natsuko Hirose is a prodigy animator in her world. I mean, like, she's like the Yutaka Nakamura of her world. She's famous and insanely talented until she dies and wakes up in her favorite anime. Crazy how fast things can happen. Anyways, now that she's woken up in her favorite anime that she's watched like 1,000 times, she's just really confused on how she got here, and she's not really that excited. Then she realizes she knows the entire plot of the story, which is basically like knowing the future. That being said, she knows like all the bad stuff that's about to happen to the main character. Then she gets a magic pen, and then she starts rewriting the story while inside of the story. Yeah, this show is pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but the animation is like absolutely amazing. Some of the best to come out this season. And honestly, it deserves top 5 based on that. Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf. So the MC has this ability to go to a fantasy world whenever he goes to sleep, which is like super cool. But whenever he dies inside of the fantasy world, he simply wakes back up in real life. To him, the fantasy world is just a dream world, but it's actually a real place. And he ends up figuring this out by dying in the other world while holding on to his elf friend, which ends up bringing her back to the real world in his bed where he's sleeping. Okay, so enough synopsis. Let's get to the real focus, bro. The main focus. So okay, like, one of my lifelong dreams is to impregnate an elf. And now listen to me. Listen to me, this is one of my lifelong dreams. I mean, I've watched every anime with elves in it, all of them. I can name all of them right now. Shoku no Tensei, Jobless wait, that's the same thing. Plus size elf anime, you know, bro, I know them all, bro. I know them all. What I'm trying to say is I love elves. Now just hear me out. Now for this one, I just call it Red Ranger Isekai. And you're probably not gonna believe this, but the Red Power Ranger got transported to another world. And there's nothing else to add, because that's really just the whole entire plot. And by the way, I'm not doing any more isekais. It's not happening ever again. I'm a noble on the brink of ruin, so I decide to try Magic, the anime. Now there's literally nothing really notable about this show, but like what's funny is the main character is actually a grown-ass man who wakes up in some random kid's body and literally just never questions it after the fact. And it's just like, you know, fuck it, I guess this is my life now. 0 out of 10, this show is ass. Next anime, I may be a guild receptionist, but I'll solo any boss to clock out on time. Now, what's funny is that's the title and the synopsis at the same exact time. Like, I literally, that's the whole plot of the show. Well, this show is pretty fun. It's okay. Medaka is impervious to my charms. I actually like this one a lot. It's a pretty chill rom-com. So this popular girl named Mona, who is 100% a narcissist by the way, keeps trying to seduce this guy in her class who's simply just trying to aura farm by the window. Like, literally, that's just all he does. You know, you would think his name would be Jinwoo and not Medaka. She's obsessed with the fact that this guy is not obsessed with her. She has some serious issues, I'm not gonna lie, but this guy right here actually is charmed by her, but he tries not to show it deliberately. Like I said, aura farming, I was not exaggerating at all. Toilet Bound Hanako and the Apothecary Diaries Season 2. I'm not gonna lie, I did not watch Season 1. I mean, well, I started, I'm not caught up yet, but soon come, please, just wait. I'm getting married to a girl I hate in my class. Now this one really is different. Now this is pretty funny. So basically this guy and this girl hate each other, but their grandparents used to be lovers like 60 years ago. Now what does that have to do with them? Absolutely nothing, right? Nah, their grandparents got together now and they want those two to get married to experience the love that they never got to fulfill for themselves. And if they don't get married, they're gonna ruin both of their lives. Now that's you know, that's pretty messed up. Like, it really is. Like, I'm not gonna lie, in his position, I would have had a Merc Gramps. Like, you're gonna ruin my entire future because I don't want to get married to this girl that I don't like? Their grandparents are literally just trolling them. Other than that, this show is actually pretty funny and I like it. Okay, so this one is called Doctor Detective. So this girl is a doctor and she likes to do detective work on the side as like a hobby. I don't really have much to say about this show. It was okay, I guess. Honey Lemon Soda. Now this is one of the best animes to drop this season. Definitely top 5. Now this one isn't as fun as the other romance animes to come out this season because it's more of a romantic drama instead of a romantic comedy, but I like every genre and this one's peak so far. Main character is Uka Ishimori. She's a super shy girl who used to get bullied all the time back in middle school. She's in love with this guy named Kai. She's been getting bullied because her personality is so bland and she's fully aware of this and she wants to change herself. That's where Kai comes in, who acts like a catalyst to help her change herself. Honestly, first episode of this was great. This is definitely one of the better romance animes to drop this season. And I put it in my top 5 because the first episode almost made me cry, bro. Like, I feel like it has a lot of potential to be great. Speaking of great romances, Can You Keep a Secret is possibly one of the best ones to come out this season also. And this is the last one, and it's also the last one in my top 5. So basically, these two co-workers are dating and they're obsessed with keeping it a secret from their other co-worker. That's really just the entire plot right there. But I don't know, something about this anime really hit different from like most romances I watch. I think it has something to do with like the maturity level and like the fact that they're like adults and shit. I don't know, it just hits different. I like it a lot. It's fun and enjoyable. Yeah, this is the end. Like, I went over like every anime this season except for like Dr. Stone because I'm not caught up. Did I say Dr. Stone earlier? I don't know. But anyways, subscribe so I can get my Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship. I'm still waiting. Like, please, I need it. I really need it. I really need it. Bro, there's Delicious in Dungeon, and then there's Frieren. Yo, bro, Frieren is top elf all time. The top elf of all time.